Um, Probably just be a quick one. It's a good day. It was a good day. It's a very good day. Sunday, I talked to a good friend of mine. He's trying to get back in somewhere, so fingers crossed. Um, had some good conversations with my sister today. Um, she did my website. So if you scroll down to the bottom of what is my website? Soulbeliever.com. You scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's a link to hers. She's going to be doing a really awesome Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. She can do some very cool, customized astrology stuff. So definitely check that out. She does a lot of other crap too. So pimping that. Her website's theoddwitch.com. I'll try to throw a link in the description or something. I don't remember how. I gotta figure out how to do it again. So um, most of the guys here are getting ready to go to church. You know, maybe it's because I grew up in a house of women, but some of the guys here crack me up. As a PSA for any gentleman watching this, trust me when I tell you this. Yes, women do like colognes and smell goods to a point. Okay. First of all, if it's cheap enough that it smells like bad rubbing alcohol, don't use it. Your natural scent is probably a lot more attractive. Second of all, don't put so much on it that they can smell you from 5 feet away. Pro tip, and you can ask women, and they'll probably agree with me on this. At least I think they would anyway. Just one little squirt in the air and walk through it. It should be light enough that she has to lean in and get close to smell it. That's the whole point. You know, I mean, okay, if you're going to a place you've never been before and you want to get that initial attraction, but you don't have to have enough that, it radiates, a 5 foot radius around you. Even if you have to be within a few inches to like really get a good smell of it, if you walk past somebody, the air currents alone are probably going to waft it her way and grab her attention. And if it grabs her attention that enough that she wants another smell, you want her to have to lean in. So please, stop bathing in the shit. I shouldn't be able to taste it. Um, yeah. So I personally don't wear a lot of. Matter of fact, I don't think I've worn a cologne in 20 fucking years. So that's that. Um, I recently had a conversation with somebody who described to me the their list of things they look for in a person. And apparently I hit all of them, except they admitted to me that they're terrified of intimacy and vulnerability, but they loved our flirty banter and all this other stuff. And in a nutshell, it's a form of breadcrumbing and emotional manipulation. Is it intentional and meant out of malice? No. It's more like a subconscious self sabotaging kind of behavior thing. Mild codependency issues. And we all do it to some extent. Of course, we all like flattery. We all like a little ego food now and then, whatnot. You know, but like I said in my last video, there's a lot of things that people do. Addict, non-addict, whatever. It doesn't. Not even. going into that level of categorization at the moment, but just people in general, whether it be any kind of relationship, really, platonic or otherwise, try to be aware of not only how your particular behaviors and words can impact somebody, but also try to be aware of how they actually impact you. It doesn't take much, it really doesn't. Just get honest with yourself and ask yourself, why is it I'm actually doing this? What is it? And if your answer comes back and it's anything, oh, I'm contacting this person because, I like to talk to them and I like the attention and blah, blah, blah. But you know deep down that you're never going to pursue it, and that's the only reason. I think you should question your motives. A, you could be doing a lot of damage. B, um, you're just repeating cycles. And that's the other thing. If you can look back in your life and you look at all your relationships and you see how they've all kind of ended in a very similar fashion, what's the lowest common denominator? It's you. It's the people you keep picking. It's the things that you're finding attractive, and you should ask yourself why it is you're finding these things attractive. Why it is you keep repeating these cycles over and over and over. That's how you start to do the inner work. That's how you start to do the shadow work. You got to question more than one layer of why. And that's not to say that you can't. And I've said this before. A lot of people get hung up on this notion that, oh, if they ever run into an ex again, they're going to be assholes and all this sort of shit. No, you don't have to be. People can change, people can grow. Usually people don't, but they can. And just because you re-engage with somebody from your past doesn't mean you're repeating a cycle. Sure, there's definitely that potential if you haven't done any growth, if you haven't made any change, if they haven't made any change or growth. Yeah, absolutely. But whether it's an old person or a new person, if the initial engagement is very similar to the same way you engaged multiple other people in your life, that's probably a pretty good sign you might be repeating a cycle there too. You know, um, another conversation I was having with my sister today. I had fallen asleep listening to a sci-fi AI audio generated story or whatever. I don't know. I find them hilarious. Um, she had sent me a voice message while I was sleeping, and I had a dream that ended up basically not verbatim, but was essentially the context message she sent me. Um, I woke up and I listened to the message. And I had to send her one back, and I was laughing. I was like, "Yeah, I literally just dreamt all of this. Like, it's good to know my intuition and psychic abilities are coming back. It's nice for that. Not that they ever went away, but that I'm listening again. It's a good sign for me, anyway. Um, yeah, so that was nice. Yeah, it's been a good day. We're still trying to decide on what topics we're going to talk about on our next collaboration. She's been busy setting up this sale and a bunch of other stuff, so I have a few ideas of things. I would love some suggestions. Feedback input's always welcome. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, huh. Song Lumineer, Stubborn Love. Woke up with that in my head today. Reminded me of somebody. Have a blessed night.